Welcome to Soul Sparked Radio, and I'm your host, Mr. Anu. And we're about to, I said Soul Spark Radio, I meant Soul Spark Terror, I'm sorry. We got day 2 of our 25 days of Christmas with our Nightmare Before Christmas deck. And feeling good today. I really liked our overall December energy, and I've been trying to really give to myself. I've been really trying to give myself reasons to justify doing certain things. And it's something that I've already known, but it's nice to see myself enact these principles. So, we're looking at day 2. We're looking at seeing what pops up for us as we continue to make these moves throughout December. Channeling energies that will allow us to see ourselves in the future. Channeling energy, storing energy for our next winter. It's not the fruits of your labor, it's the labor of your fruits. The fruits that come from the actions that you've taken to do what you do. The things that you have in your eyes. The things in your inner eye. I wish you the best of luck. I wish you all of the energy that you need, but sometimes we need to be resourceful and make do with what we got. And so when we have certain things in our lives that help us see what we got, we can't forget about gratitude. Grateful for showing myself. So let us get on to some shuffling. Yeah, pretty much that's the intro channel message, which is to help to remind yourself that you really need to take the time to see what you can give, see what you can distribute. What can you provide to yourself, and what can you provide for others? This is a a season where we tend to want to hold back and go into our shell, but that is not this year. We have to break certain cycles, and we got to change the idea of rest. And so as we're resting throughout these holiday seasons, we got to realize that there's other people who are turning the heck up, turning up. There's people who are turning up, man. And so my retail people out there, my cashiers out there, my people who own shops, my DoorDash, my Instacart, my Amazon drivers. This time doesn't slow down for us. It speeds up. So if you are a person, let's say like a teacher who's been having a lot of breaks and whatnot, you got to understand that there's people who are about to go into overtime, and we don't get much breaks. You got to keep that kind of mindset within you and be able to turn it on and off. This only comes from being able to address the energy source from your mind. And normally it's not the very first, but it's the collection of the first encounters that you can have. And once you have these encounters, they get summed up as an experience overall. An experience overall is what we can feel about it. Oh, yeah, I don't feel too much about it. Oh, yeah, I like that a whole lot. I want that. Nah, bro, I feel like that's absolutely not for me. Don't even bring it up. Lots of different reasons, lots of different ways to see, lots of different ways to say. But that's the whole idea about this December journey. We're learning to see ourselves. So, hey, I keep saying it. I'm going to keep saying it. Go check out, go bring some justice to yourself and go grab the book, A Tale of Self Help. It'll really, really help you see and understand. It'll really show you the differences behind like where you are now versus where you want to be and how you've already done it. So I'm trying to get you to remember. But the thing is, sometimes we forget. So Respark Soul's Respark Adventure, or something like that. I forgot right now. So many different versions in my mind. That shows you how to remember it for yourself. How do I reignite my own spark? How do I adjust my consciousness, in other words? How do I shift my mind without leaving me behind? How do I be whole? So that's what we're really trying to get into with these two books. So check them out. They're in the links below. With that being said, let's get to the reading. If you don't know, I'll be yapping. But um, yeah, let's get to the reading. I'm gonna play some music. I love this song, man. This song has been playing and it's awesome. So I'm gonna just let this ride, and I'm gonna have to put time stops in. I'm gonna have to, but I'm gonna let this ride, and I'm gonna just shuffle to it. And I want y'all to comment if you made it to this far. Comment and let me know if that was it, if that beat was it, because man, oh man, I can't get enough of it. All right, let's see what it sound like. This is BVT Man, J. Cole type beat, Intervention, new 2024. I'm subscribing right now. This shit is so amazing. All right, let's get the shuffling. Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. I really like the sound of that. Really, really do. Let me know if you like it too. You know, I don't know if you really understand completely what I'm doing with y'all. And that's cool. Eventually, with enough time, if you try, you'll see it. But there's some people, and it never click, but it goes like this. It just revolves around the space and make you say, damn, what that mean? It just brings you to a new space, curiosity. Sometimes you just don't know which way to go, but that's okay. That we love that tug, that pull in different directions. That is the opposite of peace, but nope, being peaceful in chaotic scenes is the peace. Paradoxical kind of scenes, but nope, it's just a relationship for you and me. Like a miles per hour, it's just two different words blended into one point of view. Are you? Your mom and dad is the same tune, so I try to tell you. How can you give to yourself just in a small little bit way? A small little bit way so you can spark, and then that spark can blaze a flame. And then that flame can literally burn down some thoughts. It's harder to burn emotions, but if you got the right fuel, you can walk that walk. So, what will you do? feel like this might be cut down a little too much. So there we go. I'm going to cut that back up. That's the microphone. I hope y'all can probably hear me better. But, alright. That was a long little intro, man. I'm definitely going to put a little notation. But I like listening to long readings, man. I do. I don't watch them really. I listen. So, because of that, I don't be caring. I mean, the way YouTube be having it, you'll listen to one reader and then they'll just start playing a whole bunch of stuff like a whole playlist. So it's like, for me, yeah, I don't mind the long readings, which is why I do them, but I feel like I already put a lot of energy out into the world. I was positive today. Now it's time to put the same efforts into what I'm doing here for myself today. So, yeah, all right, thank you for vibing with me. Thank you for chilling. Let's get to this overall energy. What's the overall energy for the day? Oh, fell out. So I'm just pull them out like this. This is what it looks like. So here you go. I love this. This is what you see, but this is what it is. What this is beautiful. When these cards are horizontal, that means that these cards can go in either direction. This is balance to me. Being in between the moderator, the judge who's supposed to judge this side and that side. Being both of those things is the key, and you've done that. What does that mean? You've unlocked the first step into your brand new world, and that is quelling your thoughts and your anxieties. This Nine of Needles is not the same as the Nine of Swords. It is your own boogeyman coming out after you. But let me read you both of these, the upright, which is the masculine energy, and then the horizontal, or excuse me, the reversed is the feminine energy. One's receiving information from your environment. The other one is doing things external to your environment in regards to the micros. So, Nine of Needles. Upright means, so when it's upright, this means that you have nightmares, fears, and worries. This is showing up when you are feeling dreadful about something that's causing you nightmares, dreadful about something that's constantly in your mind, dreadful about things you don't know, which is causing fear. Muster up your courage and face your fears. You must just find that clown inside of this area. That clown with the Terry Ray face, it's not as scary when you shine some light on it. So this is telling you, take action on the things that cause you anxiety. The reason why you want to take action, which is to put a focused, conscious attention upon something, is to cause it to shine light. When it can't match the light that you shine upon it, it will flee. That is what darkness is. It's something that's just not as bright as you. So when you burn your flame, you got to understand that it first takes acknowledgement and identification. And the more prepared you get, the better you become, the more detailed you have to become. The more sensitive you have to demonstrate. You got to demonstrate that you're sensitive so you can see the sensitivities behind the differences, which are all subtle. It's micro changes. Again, subtleties. Imagine being really good at something and then knowing that you got, it didn't feel right. That's the idea of what this is trying to tell us. Keep working to where you can look at all the things that don't have you feeling right, and then you change it to where you can start to feel right. Oh yeah, that feel good. That was great. I knew that was a good rep. That is the idea. Wow, I felt this one. This is going to be a masterpiece. Oh, I knew this meal was going to be bussin'. I just knew it. Oh, I smell it. Don't worry about it tasting good or bad or if it's burnt or not. You can make the change if you address it. But this direction, this says, has your confidence been dealt a blow? Meaning something outside of you came into your world and it boom, killed your ego and it put a bunch of thoughts and worries in your mind. I can give you an example of what happened today, and that it completely shows this energy. The worker at the store completely lied to me in my face and tried to gaslight me upon the lie, and I just completely shut that shit down after even giving them a chance. Like, yo, bro, are you for real right now? Like, and he just kept riding with it. So he's probably in this situation replaying the scenario because of me calling him out and just saying like he was a punk pretty much for like lying to my face and then gaslighting me with his own lie. Like, bro, I saw it twice and I'm calling you out and you're going to continue, you a bitch. And so that's what that energy is. This dude is probably thinking about his lies, his bullshit, me calling it out, and all the whole scenario and situation, especially because he saw me at the same spot laughing and joking with his other coworkers. So it's just like, damn, now he's probably thinking, is it him? And it was, bro, it was you. So don't let yourself get put into those situations. Again, and even if life just deals you this, you might be feeling low now, but you're probably your own biggest bully about the situation. You are the one who was sitting here being down on yourself for lying, for gaslighting, and for acting like a little hoe. That was all you, not me, bro. All I did was just ask you a simple, petty question, and you chose to take it way further than what it had to be. Could have just said, I don't know, left it at that. But you wanted to lie and then like insult my intelligence. Like, come on, you're being outlandish. That is the idea of you putting pressure on yourself. The way I put pressure on that dude for lying, that is a good thing. But if you are doing that to yourself for every little mistake you make, that's a bad thing. It's all about balance is what we say, right? It's all about moderation is what we say, right? Moderation, the judge. So, as we're moderating things in our life, we got to start to see the differences between other people and ourselves. It doesn't matter what program you are using, you have to understand it's one of those two. It's either you or it's them. And the only time it's them is if you're in like school or something and you got to like raise your hand and say you're present. If you got to go to work and clock in. That's the kind of external submission that I'm talking about. Most of the time, it's going to be you, like 95%. What that means is there is a separate in-group version of yourself that you got to get familiar with. That is the person who's okay with fucking up. You got to be okay with making mistakes. But you got to get familiar with you when you make that mistake. Because if you stub your toe and now everybody got to die, that shit don't match. That is causing an extra blow. Your ego was crushed so much that you got to just take other people down with you? No. Don't spoil everybody else's day because you can't contain how you talk to yourself, how you treat yourself. Everybody can put on a show. So you got to put on the show that most people want to see. Why? Because you want to see the same show out of everybody else. So when this card is here, start focusing on your positive qualities. Understand how to talk to yourself. I think a lot of people call it gentle parenting. No, that's just being respectful. If you just don't be gentle, some things aren't meant to be soft and gentle. Some things are hard. But don't beat yourself down because you can't control how easy it is or not. It's okay if the multiplication problem is hard. It's okay. You got 6 more years to keep practicing. Are you going to give up? Are you going to fucking give up right now because you don't get it right now? You did better than what you did yesterday, and you're definitely better from when we started 2 months ago. Would you agree? So don't give up right now by starting to talk down on all your efforts. You did that. You got yourself to this point where you can even look back and say it's hard. You didn't even know what this was when you started. That's most people in their spiritual journey. Stop being so hard on yourself. Instead of fixating on all the things that you didn't do wrong, focus on what you could do better. Grow. What can you grow on? A shift in your perspective, which is your feelings, change how you feel about it. That is what is needed when you get out of despair. This card being this way, again, not upright, not reversed, but being horizontal. This card being horizontal shows that, yes, there are things making you afraid. Yes, there are things that you're worried about. Yes, there are things that you just don't understand. Yes, there are things that you just can't control. But guess what? You don't talk down on yourself anymore about it. And guess what? You don't let the world come and talk down on you neither. You don't let those things happen anymore. You don't let the influences of the world dictate who you are. You have a barrier. Protected. 444 is what we say, right? But you got to know how to do these things with yourself. And some of those things happen in this world. And some of these things come through changing times. Just like these holidays. And sometimes we know how to act a certain way during a specific holiday. So we got to learn how to take that energy with us everywhere. Oh, it's a little bit of love, baby. Let's get a final message. Oh, shoot. Exactly. That's well, from the ace to the 10, all because what you do. You stop saying, what have I done? What have I done? Soiled all. Jack was sad as fuck right here. Look. You see that? He is stressed. Okay, is it not going to focus? It's not going to focus. There it is. Look how sad and depressed. You just, oh no, this is how you would feel when you would mess up. Oh, the world, it's all screwed up. Oh, man, dump all of that out, bro. The card came out this way, which means this is not you. You're not projecting that anymore. Instead, you're pouring it out of you. Is it still there? Yes. Is it still painful? Yes. But you gotta value the simple fact that it is coming out of you instead of going into you. Again, if you ever got a splinter, you probably didn't really feel it go in you. But when it got to a point to where you could feel it in you, you realize that this is a problem. So you alter your whole world. And you be tender and you be nurturing and you be doing all you can. Sometimes we be jumping and hopping. We'll do whatever we need to do to not step on that foot with the splinter in it and feel that pain once again. But what do? You made an adjustment. You changed. You said, this hurts. I'm going to do it a different way. And then you realize how tender it was and how fragile that part of you was and how delicate you needed to treat it. You didn't realize that this was a baby learning something new. This was a young kid. This was a toddler, a preschooler. You didn't realize that. And now you feel bad. But that's because you're making a shift. You can change how you feel, perspective, and then you can start to see things anew, perception. As you change your perception, it allows you to see what you have in store. You still got yourself, and you can still make a change with your environment. Doesn't matter where you go, doesn't matter where you leave from, it doesn't matter if you idle in between. You can do it. You can make the change. So, with that being said, I hope you continue on these 25 days of change, and I hope that you don't put too much pressure on yourself. It's okay if you can't buy that gift. It's okay if you just don't have enough to have this grandiose dinner. It's okay if you gotta work just so you can make sure you can have a dinner. It's okay. One day is not going to take away every other day. It's just a day. And guess what? You can charge it to the game, baby. It's just one of those days, right? And then you can be grateful for the fact that it's just a whole day that you can live and you can learn from. You can realize what made you tick, what made you worry, what made you this, what made you that. You can just collect data and you can say, next time I'll do it like this. Be gentle on yourself and show yourself that love, just like you would do in all parts of you. Sometimes you got to do it in a way, and that's brand new. Take a thought, but don't walk away from yourself. Walk towards the changes that you can identify and start to make those changes slowly. Be a lover to yourself. Even if you got to imagine a person, imagine them. And when you imagine them, be okay with life giving you somebody who's not them. But just make sure that you can love yourself just like you would want them to. So put their face on your actions. Put a face on your smile. Put a face to that invisible cause. And just smile. Alright, people. See you next time. I'm Mr. Renew. And this is 25 Days of Yapping on Soul Spark Tarot. Peace.